Well, hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Lisa, aka Yoyarngirl, and I'm back, guys. I'm back. Today is episode 25, and it's been well over a month and a half since my last podcast, and it's just been, life's been hectic. It's been busy. I've wanted to sit down and record. Actually, I miss all of you. I miss interacting with you in the comments. And thank you for those of you. I have had some folks reach out wondering where I was and when I'm coming back. And yeah, life's just been super busy. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with some housekeeping things. Where you can find me, I am Yoyarngirl67 over on Ravelry. I am Yo_Yarngirl on Instagram, and then Yoyarngirl here on YouTube. So yeah, just really missed everybody, and finally I am able to sit down and do a proper podcast. And for those of you who are here in the United States, happy Mother's Day for all you mothers out there, or for those of you that are mother-like figures in anyone's lives, happy Mother's Day. So this was the day that I was able to sit down after my daughter and I had a really nice lunch together and just spent some mommy-daughter time to sit down and podcast. She asked me, so what else are we going to do today? And I said, well, I'm going to try and get home to do a podcast. So here I am. So yeah, and then a couple other housekeeping things that I want to do is I had a mal that I did back in February for my birthday. I always do a birthday cast on, which is usually a pair of socks, and I did another sock mal for my birthday this year, and I just have not been back on since the mal was over to announce the winners. And I had two people over on Instagram that were very active in the Instagram post, and so I did two drawings, and Peggy Bork, congratulations, you are a winner, and Claudia Campa, also a winner. So both of you can go over to Ravelry and choose a pattern up to $10 of your liking and let me know, and I will be happy to get that sent out to you or dropped into your Ravelry library. So congratulations to both of you. Sorry it's taken me so long. But yeah, go over and grab yourselves a pattern. So, and thank you for being a part of that. Really enjoyed it. Hope to again do it again next year and move forward from there. I do a traditional for those, and actually I've had some new subscribers over the last couple of weeks. So thank you if you're a new subscriber. And thank you for all of my old subscribers who have come back, and thank you for watching. I hope the new ones enjoy what they see and will continue watching my channel. Please like and subscribe. It just gets my content out there to more viewers like yourselves, and I love interacting with all of you. I do have a traditional type podcast where I go through my finished objects. I go through works in progress. I will do some dream knitting, life in general stuff, things I'm working on. This is primarily a knitting podcast, but I do dibble and dabble in maybe picking up a crochet hook. Haven't really done anything, finished anything, but I have picked up a hook and done some chains here and there. I've even worked on some granny squares, and I really hope to hone in on that technique or that craft this year. But the one craft that I am going to show you a little bit, and really it's not, I haven't started, but some things I'm going to be doing with another craft is sewing. So I do have some fabric, and I'm not going to share a ton of sewing on this channel because it is primarily a knitting channel, unless you want to see it. I will, say, hey, I've made something, but if you think that that's something that you would be interested in to see my sewing projects, once I get through those, let me know, and we will talk more about that after I get into the yarny goodness. So let me go ahead and get started. My first finished object was actually finished the last time I recorded, but I just did not, I forgot to bring it upstairs with all my projects, so I didn't show it. But that is my Stockholm pullover. So it's my Stockholm pullover by petiteknit, And yes, I've gone down the petite knit rabbit hole where I've got a few things now in my queue to knit up from petite knit. I just hadn't done it. And this actually is a whip from before Christmas, because I was going to make this, I was calling this my holiday vest just because of the yarn that I used. And I absolutely love this vest. The yarn is a Lion Brand Shell on a Ball, and it's got some sparkliness to it. I held this double with a mohair aloft. So it was aloft, it's just a white, and I held it double with this, and I really like the fabric that it produced. I don't know if you can see that. Along with all my hair that is always in my knitting. Lots of hair, I'm a shedder. But it really made a nice fabric. And if I think about it, I'll try to pop a picture in of me wearing it. I think I have a picture of me wearing this to a work conference, actually, that I wore it to. I was very proud to wear this. I wore this and another vest that I had knit, and got lots of compliments on both. So yeah, I'm really, really liking this, and won't get a lot of wear out of it over the summer because it is a little bit heavier. It's a worsted weight vest, worsted weight yarn to begin with, but I did put the mohair with it, so it's probably going to be, I could probably wear it in my office because it's full on air conditioning in the airport. But yeah, I probably won't wear it much over the summer. So I do have some vests that I'm going to be working on that I can wear for the summer with or without tops under them. So, but yes, my Stockholm vest, and I absolutely love it. I do have another one on the needles. Haven't gotten very far on that one at all. I'm not even going to show it, but I do have another one on the needles just to have another vest in rotation. So my other finished objects, I think, are all socks. So let's get started. I have been on a mission to get all of my socks off the needles, the whips that I've had off the needles. Sorry, I'm going to take a sip of my tea. Drinking some tea out of my Yoyarngirl mug. I love my little Yoyarngirl. And I'm just drinking some licorice spice tea. Love this tea. And I put a little lemon in it because I have a little bit of a sore throat, but nothing big. So these are just some vanilla socks. And I think I showed these on my last podcast. I did, and I was on the second sock, but close, but not yet finished. And these are just a vanilla pair of socks. It's the Magic Heel pattern by the Autumn Acorn. I think her name is Judy of the Autumn Acorn, and she just now, I think she put out another pattern in this series that's a slipper type sock. So yeah, go over and check that out. I think she posted a short on YouTube for the pattern, but I know the pattern is out. I do really like this heel. It's called the Magic Heel, and it's pretty magical. There we go, that's better. Got my stitch markers in here for counting. Not my technique, it's something that I picked up from Kay Litton of the Crazy Sock Lady. So it's something she does to keep track of the rows that she does, and it makes sense. So I have continued to do that in my socks. But I really like this. This was yarn from Stash. I think I mentioned on the last podcast. I don't even remember because I don't have the ball band from this yarn. I want to say it was a Dream in Color, but whatever it was, I know it was on a clearance from an online shop. So I bought these from an online shop, and I want to say the shop is somewhere in Indiana, which is how I came across it. Short story, I'm from Indiana originally, but I live in Colorado currently. So yeah, but this is an old yarn from my stash. The cuff was just a mini that I had in my stash. but I was so glad to get these off of the needles. So yeah, on to my next finished object, another pair of just vanilla socks. And these were done on 9-inch circulars. They're blowing out something terrible. And this yarn is yarn from Legacy Fiber Arts, Chelsea and Sue of Legacy Fiber Arts. This is called Practical Magic. And I've had this in my stash, again, for a very long time. And I just pulled it out, cast on some socks. We were going hiking, I think. David and I were going hiking, and it was going to be a little bit about a 45-minute drive to get where we were going. And so I pulled these out and cast them on just to work on in the car, on the drive there and on the drive back. And it took me a while to get them off the needles, but we're done. So, vanilla socks on 9-inch circulars. Practical Magic is the yarn. And my next socks, I guess. Again, it's another Magic Heel sock. This is this is a 2023 Advent from the Cozy Knitter. Again, I cast on during the Christmas holiday, and this was an Advent skein. Didn't finish it, but I am now finished with this pair, and I love these. So I've got lots of socks to add to my drawer of socks, which was kind of my plan for 2024. I wanted to have at least 12, if not 24 pairs of socks completed. Don't know that I'll do that, but might get close because I'm just knitting up socks. So another Magic Heel, but this is my Cozy Knitter. So, and then my last sock, and I'm gonna use, let me put this on my blocker. And I'm sorry because I feel like I'm like all over the map and just like a crazy lady. This is a sock that I did a test knit for Christy Archer of Christy Archer Designs. And I had finished one during the time frame for the test knit and then just never cast on the second sock. And so now I have cast on the second sock and finished. And Christy Archer has a design called the Irresistible Sock Pattern. It's a group of patterns, and this was the mohair edition of that pattern. I know the sock yarn I used is a sock yarn from Addison, and I'm just drawing a complete blank. Can't believe that because I have her yarn in my shop, but I will put across the top the dyer, the shop that she's from, and I get her Advent every year. So, wow. Drawing a complete blank, guys. I am so sorry. But yeah, that's the mohair is just a random mohair that I had. I want to say that maybe it was a Shibui, which is no longer in business now. So yeah, love these. Super comfy. Nice to be able to sit around the house when on a cold day and watch TV on the sofa. Put these socks on and get a nice little hug. So really like that. And I do like this pattern. It's super easy. Not hard to follow at all. There is some patterning, but it's a quick repeat. It's an easy repeat, I should say, and it does knit up fairly quickly as well. So I think that is it for my finished objects. So we are going to go into works in progress. Okay, so I am back with my works in progress. And the first work in progress that I have is a sweater. Again, this has been on my needles for a very long time. It was a test knit for Christy Archer that I did not actually finish. It was an epic fail for me. And it's called the Sticks and Stones cardigan. Really nice, cute design. It's a raglan style, raglan style sweater or cardigan, and really like it. I just did not get it off my needles in time for the test knit, but I've continued to persevere and am determined to get through this, and I'm getting close. This is the first sleeve. So, and then I'll have to pick up, obviously, for the button band here. But this waistband is, let's see if I can, it's a garter stitch. Very cute. And then I just put a pop of a different color yarn at the bottom here. So this is being knit in Lion Brand's Fisherman Wool. Absolutely love this yarn. It's 100% wool. It's such a nice yarn for the price point. Really love this. Taylor Earl of Wool Needles Hands, she also loves this yarn. We were kind of both, when she was featuring this on her podcast, I was talking about it on my podcast, and we went back and forth on just what a great yarn this is. And it is a great yarn. So I will tell you, if you are looking for a more budget-friendly type wool and still some, decent quality, I would definitely say take a look at the Lion Brand's Fisherman Wool and think about putting this on your needles, for whatever it is that you're using for worsted weight yarn. It's a worsted weight. Some places listed as an Aran. I would say it's probably more of a worsted. It's a heavier worsted, but very nice yarn. Not super scratchy at all. I tend to have sensitive skin, and I've been trying it on, and I try it on with a tank top just to make it easier, and it does not affect my skin at all. So I'm really looking forward to getting this one off the needles. I won't be wearing it on a regular, but I could probably wear it around the house if the AC's turned down. Definitely wear it at work if I wanted to wear it into work, but I'm hoping that after I finish recording, I am going to sit on the sofa and do some knitting, and I hope to finish this sleeve. So once I get that sleeve done, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick up for my button band, and then I'll do the other sleeve, and then I'll be done. So hopefully by the time I podcast next, and that will hopefully be in 2 weeks, I will be done with this cardigan, and I will maybe be wearing it so you guys can see it. But I really like this. It's an easy knit. Obviously it's a lot of stockinette, so I've been doing a lot of this while David and I watch TV at night. Doesn't require me to have a lot of light because it's just stockinette, but it's just a really nice raglan cardigan. So I probably will put another one of these on the needles just to have as a garment that is easy and I'm not having to look at a chart. But I do like this. So it's my Sticks and Stone cardigan by Christy Archer. So, and Christy Archer and I have become very friendly through YouTube. She also has a YouTube channel, so go check her out. She has lots of great patterns. And just, it seems like every month she's coming out with a new pattern. I don't know how she does it, but she does. So love that pattern. And my next work in progress I'm going to jump to is something that I went down the rabbit hole of the emotional support chicken. So I have this on the needles. And this is actually a quick knit. I've put it down because I was working on some other things. But yeah, I am looking forward to getting this done. So, the emotional support chicken. And I do have a Ravelry page for most of these projects. So I'm not giving like the needle sizes and yarns and things like that on some of these. if you go over to my Ravelry page, they should be there. If for whatever reason there's something that is not on my Ravelry page or I don't link it below, just reach out to me and I'm happy to share whatever it is that you are looking for, either about the pattern or the yarn or the needles. I'm happy to share all of that. I do try to get everything linked below, and if you hit the more, because they've kind of changed it, so you have to hit more, and then it should show all of the things that I'm gonna mention should be there. So once again, I am looking forward to getting that off the needles, and that should be off the needles soon. Alrighty. So my next work in progress, and I shared this over on Instagram. I've actually, even with life being as busy, I haven't even been active over on Instagram that much recently. Normally I am pretty active over there, even if I don't get a podcast out. So hopefully I'll get a little more, become a little more active over there as life kind of calms down here. But it is my Dartmoor, oh my goodness, my Dartmoor Cardi, or pullover by Kadri. And there was a Dart Along that was hosted by Leslie Friend and a couple of other folks. I think Gina of Skein Cocaine might have been part of that. And I jumped in it, didn't finish, but I am gonna finish this pullover because it is just fabulous. And I've gotten quite a bit done, and I'm just continuing to trudge along. Whenever I have it done, it will be worn. I love this chocolate brown. Let's see. And this is, again, ooh, funky, the Fisherman's Wool by Lions Brand. This is just a chocolate brown color. Love this. I'm holding it with a mohair that I got off of Etsy. No particular name. It's an Italian brand mohair. Really nice mohair. But I'm holding it together with the Fisherman's Wool, and I love the fabric that it's producing. It's producing a great fabric. Never thought that I would, just never thought about holding a mohair with a worsted to Aran type yarn, but love the fabric that this is producing and the look. Just a little bit of the halo that it gives it. You probably won't be able to tell on the camera, but it gives it a really nice halo. And I cannot wait to get this off the needles to wear. This is, it's a little bit oversized, not a ton, because I think I went down a size, so it's not really, really oversized, but it's V-neck, and I can't wait to just throw this over, like a t-shirt, sit around on the sofa, watch a movie, and just really keep cozy. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting this off the needles as well. But that is my Dartmoor. So, okay. And I am still working away at my Corey Inn poncho by Amy Palco. I started this last Christmas during Advent season. Christina of Chelsea Yarns, she was doing this with her Advent. And also Marilisa of Girl Meets Yarn. They were doing this together, kind of as a little knit along between the two of them. I didn't get Chelsea's Advent last year. I got this year's though. Super excited. But I purchased her Advents like the past 3 years, and missed last year's, have this year's. So I am using my 2022 Chelsea Yarns Advent to knit my Corey Inn poncho. And it's slow going. I pick it up here and there. I love it. I actually want to get this off the needles because, again, it's just something I can cozy up in, but I just haven't. So I'll do a couple of rounds and then I'll put it down and I'll go back to it. But I am in love with the color scheme. First, I was a little on the fence and I was like, And this is a DK weight pattern. So what Chelsea did was she held a fingering with a mohair. I'm holding a fingering with a lace weight. So this is an Expression Fiber Arts lace weight. I want to make another one of these, And I think depending on, I have several advents coming, I may do it with another advent, but I will definitely use a mohair with the next one that I do. And not that I dislike this one with the lace weight, because I think it's producing a really nice fabric as well, but I think that I would love to have one with the mohair. So this is what it looks like so far. And it's blowing out, so I'm sorry. I'm going to try and adjust my lighting. So, okay, let's see if that helped a little bit. May not make a difference, but let's see. Maybe a little bit. And I'll try and pop in a picture as well so that you can see it maybe in a different light. Taking a picture of it might help to see the color a little bit better. But I really love this. Great construction, and it fits. I've tried it on with a tube, the tubing. I did try it on once, and it really is, it's just a nice fabric. It's a nice drape. So I am looking forward to getting this one off the needles. I picked it up this morning before I left the house for lunch, and I'm like, oh, I'm missing this. I don't know why I haven't picked it up and done more with it. So yeah, hoping to get this off the needles soon. So that's my Korean poncho. Okay. And then I've got tons of sock whips on the go, but I'm not going to show a lot of them. But I did want to show this one, and this is a DK weight sock. And I work on this just really primarily right before bed. If I'm not going to read or watch something on my iPad, I will pick this up and I will do a few rows, and that's it. And this is the Maybe, I want to say it's the Maybe Baby sock. This is by Cozy Up Knits. This is one of their designs, and yeah, really cute design. And this yarn is, I will have to, it'll be linked below because I can't remember the designer, the dyer of the yarn, but she, is it Creations? Something Creations, I do know that. So I'll link it below. It'll be linked below. The colorway I want to say is called Heidi, but I'll link it all below. So, but yeah, really like that. It's just stockinette on the back, and then it has this really cute pattern on the front. Okay, so it's my DK weight sock. And then of course, because in Lisa Fashion, I can't ever just not do a cast on at some point. So I always have to have something that I cast on. Like if I'm working on something and I've been working on it all day, like a whip, I tend to rabbit hole and start looking at other patterns. I'm getting better about not doing that, but it ends up taking me down that hole of, oh, let's do a new cast on. Again, something I've gotten better at, but I did cast something on in watching a lot of YouTube videos on summer tops and tees, and I'm getting into that summer top and tee bug, so I did cast something on. And I cast on the Love Letter by Veronica of Kuka Kitova is her podcast channel, I believe. But it's Veronica Lindbergh. And I want to say it's the Love Letter. Hold on, because I want to check my notes on this one. Sorry, guys. Let's see. Yes, it's the Love Letter top. It's a lovely, it's a gorgeous, actually, lace weight top. And I am just now working on the first chart. And she actually has a YouTube video that gives full-on instructions. I think she does that for all of her sweaters and tops. I'm also going to be working on the Darling cardigan. I have not cast it on yet, but I will be casting that on. I have all the yarn ready to go. Also using Lion Brand's Fisherman Wool and like their oatmeal color for that. But this is my love letter top. I am so in love with this design so far. I'm taking my time because I'm trying not to make any mistakes. I want this to come out really, I just want it to come out well. And I want to be able to wear this and just, I'm excited about this lace. So, and I've never been one that's like, oh, I'm afraid to do lace or I have to do lace, but I am really enjoying this and cannot wait to see the finished product. This is being done in a linen cotton blend. This is she listed as a DK worsted for the yarn to use. So you could probably go with, this is a DK, but it sounds like if you could get gauge, you can go all the way up to a worsted weight yarn. And let me just see here. The gauge is 20 stitches and 30 rows for 4 inches. So yeah, you could probably do it with a worsted. You probably could do it with a light worsted, but this is just beautiful. And she just had a baby not too long ago, and cutest little thing. And yeah, this is a 70% Pima cotton, 30% linen for the yarn, and it's a Valley yarn. That's Webb's brand yarn. So this is the yarn I'm using. Let's see. Tag there, and this colorway is called Plum. No surprise there, but yeah. Love this. I don't really feel the linen in this at all. It feels more like the cotton, and obviously it's 70% of it's Pima cotton. But as I'm knitting with it, you do occasionally see like a little strand or hair of what would probably be the linen, but definitely knitting up really nice. It's fairly soft actually. So yeah, I'm really excited to see how this feels on bare skin. So just rubbing it on my bare skin, it feels really nice. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting this one off of the needles and into my wardrobe for rotations. So I can see more of these, knitting more of these for sure. And then she has a tank top as well that I would like to knit. I have some linen quill, and I might use the linen quill for that. So we'll see. But yeah, really, really liking this so far. So that is my love letter top. And you know what? I think that is it that I'm going to show for whips. I have lots of other whips, but I'm not going to show any of them because I've either not done anything on them or they're just not that interesting for me to show at this point. So did want to talk a little bit about Summer Sock Camp, which is coming up, I think on the 25th of May is the start for that. And that's it's a knit along that Kay Litton of Crazy Sock Lady does every summer. Summer Sock Camp last year and this year again. It's just really more of a knit along. It's a casual knit along. She will do prizes throughout the knit along, and quite a few people and makers have donated prizes to her, so that's very, very nice. But yeah, if you can go and buy her patterns, you can use any pattern, you can have whips. I think she lets you use any weight of yarn, but if you go over to her Ravelry page, everything is definitely linked. But I did want to share a couple of yarns that I am going to use for some socks. Everything is going to be from my stash. There are quite a few dyers that have, because I think it's a 70s theme, and she has, in her spread shop, you can get merchandise. I need to go over there and order at least a t-shirt and maybe a cup that I'll order. But I have a couple of skeins of yarn from Mandy's Makings. One was from her Summer Sock Camp 2021, and I ordered this in 2 different styles of yarn. I ordered a glitter and I ordered a non. So this is the non. I used the glitter. I used the glitter to knit up a pair of socks, maybe for my mom. I'm not positive. And then I had this skein, and I may have gotten 2 skeins of the same thing, but I think one was a glitter. So I am going to wind this up, and this is going to be one pair that I knit. And let's see if I can get this to focus, because it's really blowing out here. I'm sorry about that, guys. There we go, that's a little bit better. But it's just called Summer Sock Camp 2021. And again, this is by Mandy's Making. And she's a yarn dyer. And she, and then I also ordered her, this was from last year's Advent. And she does the 4 Mondays of Advent. And so I have this one that I'm gonna use. Let's see if I can get that to focus. Jeez. There, maybe that's better. And this is called Country Kitchen is the colorway on this one. Beautiful pinks and blues, a little bit of grays. And I am gonna do, I wrote it down because I wanted to remember. I'm going to do the Summer Picnic Socks by This Handmade Life. I'm going to use this for that pattern. And then I don't know what I'll do with this one yet, but it'll be, I'll either do just a plain vanilla sock, or I'll do one of Kay's patterns, and I'll go from there. But yes, I can't wait. So these are 2 of the yarn colors that I'm going to be using for my summer sock camp. And then I have a couple of other socks that are on the needles as whips, and you can use inter whips, so I'll probably enter those whips. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the yarny stuff. I do have one other thing. Oh, and I did order this. This is from Mad Cow Mandy's Designs, and it's a sock journal, knitting journal. Jeez, I cannot get this stuff to focus. There we go. And it's just, you kind of list your projects. So I'm looking forward to using this, and there's a grid side over here where you can either put pictures of your projects or just freehand, freestyle other things, but I am hoping to get this filled up sooner rather than later. It won't be for the summer sock camp, but I will continue to put my sock projects in this journal. So I was really excited to get that in the mail this week, or late last week. So yeah, that's my sock journal. So let's see if I can maybe turn this way, and if that helps a little bit with the lighting. So, speaking about summer sock camp, I decided that I would do a little bit of a giveaway. So, as we get started into summer sock camp, I would love to do a giveaway to get everyone started on their summer sock camps. And I ordered a bag from Delightful Works. I ordered one for me, and then I ordered an extra one as a giveaway. So if you will comment below what socks, what pattern you'll be using, and maybe the yarn that you'll be using for summer sock camp, or if you'll even be taking part in summer sock camp, and maybe go over and share. I'll open up maybe a Ravelry thread for just a chatter thread for, and you know, I'm not going to do that because Kay has a chatter thread and all that. This is her thing, but I do want to give something away. So just comment below using Summer Sock Camp 2024 and what you're going to be knitting, pattern that you're going to be using, and then I will pick a winner from that, and I will post that on my next podcast, which, like I said, hopefully will be in 2 weeks, so you'll have this in plenty of time for Summer Sock Camp. And it's just a really cute bag that's got little campers on it. Let's see if we can get this to, there we go. That is just such a gorgeous, gorgeous fabric. I don't want to take it out of the plastic. But this is Delightful Works. Susan from Delightful Works. And yeah, such a cute fabric. And like I said, I have one myself. I can't wait to get my yarn wound up and put in the bag. So comment below Summer Sock Camp 2024 and what pattern you're going to be making for Summer Sock Camp. And I will do the random generated picker for my next podcast in a couple of weeks and pull a winner and get this out to you in the mail. I am going to open this up just to US winners for the bag. However, if you comment below and you're not US, because I want everyone to comment because I just want to see what patterns people are using. If you are not within the US, I will allow you to pick a sock pattern from Kay Litton's patterns. So you will be able to pick a sock pattern of your choice from the Crazy Sock Lady, and she has patterns in Ravelry, and she also has them on Etsy for those of you that may not be using Ravelry. So you have that option, and if there's something that you don't see over there, I'm sure if you reach out to me, and I can probably reach out to her, and she would find a way to get that pattern to you. But yes, so that would be the other option for all of our international viewers on this one. They will get a pattern of their choice. So comment below. Okay, and now I am going to move on into some sewing. Okay, as I said before, I am looking at diving back into some sewing. I did a little bit of sewing over the holiday. Mary Lisa of Girl Meets Yarn sews all of her napkins, and they don't even use paper napkins anymore, she had mentioned. And so I went down that rabbit hole of making napkins for the holidays with different holiday fabrics. My husband absolutely loved them. I took some into work, and they loved them. I have a little coaster that I made with some of the leftover fabric from the napkins that I have on my desk at work, and I keep my coffee cup or my tea cup or my water cup on it. And I just purchased a sewing table, and I'll pop a picture in if I can get a good picture of it. If I can't, trust me, you'll see pictures later of me and the sewing table. But I purchased a sewing table, and I am going to dive back into the sewing. I enjoyed what I did over the holidays. I really like it. The hardest part for me is finding time to get the patterns cut out. But what I've decided is I will take a day I'm doing nothing but cutting out patterns. My mother used to sew, and that's what she would do. She'd cut out all the different patterns, and then she would start the sewing process. The sewing process, depending on what it is the easy part. It's the cutting out of the patterns, making sure that you've measured correctly and all the stuff. And they've made things a lot easier. You know, you're not having to pin everything. They've got these weights that you can put on the fabric and the pattern pieces to not have to pin everything. So it's not as tedious as it used to be, but it's still time consuming. But I have talked about making garments just to go along with my knitting. I find it very difficult and painful to buy clothing. I just do. And so I thought that maybe sewing some of my own garments would bring me a little bit more joy than going to the store or mall or going online to order something. It would bring me a little bit more joy if I had made it. So I've been watching different podcasts with garments, and one of the podcasts that I watch, which she's a knitwear designer, is Andrea Mowry, Drea Renee Knits, and she makes tons of her garments and just really cute pieces. And I've been watching some of the stuff that she makes, and I thought, you know what? I want to try doing that for myself. So I am going to go down that rabbit hole of trying to make my own garments. I can also make adjustments to garments. So I'm thinking about taking a sewing class. I don't know if Joann's offers those anymore, and I know that a lot of Joann's, I think, are going out of business. I'm not positive. That's where I get a lot of my fabric now, but I know there's lots of places to get fabric. I like to go in and see it, touch it, do that kind of, I'm still that person that likes to go in and you know, see things and feel it and do all that. So I will go in there as long as I can. And there's a couple other stores here in the Colorado area. Fancy Tiger, I believe, is one of them that they carry fabric, and so I could probably go in there and look for some really cute fabrics. But yes, I am gonna try making some garments. So the first pattern that I bought for this new adventure, because I do have patterns, but I'm really being mindful about my pattern shopping now, and I've taken measurements and I'm being realistic on what sizes to make, and forgetting about the number and just knowing that it's going to fit me. That's what's important, is the fit and not the number of the pattern. So that being said, I am going to try my hand at the bob pants, and I will pop in a picture, and then I'm going to show you some fabrics that I have. And these are actually fabrics from my stash, because I've purchased fabrics over the years as well and just not done anything with it. So I absolutely loved the bob pants, and it could go with so many different things. I can wear it with knitted tops, I can wear it with summer tops, I can wear it with sweaters. I mean, the fabric you use for the bob pants can be different fabric as well, so different weights of fabric. I think Casey of Young Folk Knits, if I'm not mistaken, her last podcast, or the podcast before, it was maybe 2 podcasts ago, she talks about the bob pants. So it's a very popular pattern, and from what I can tell, it's a fairly easy pattern to make. We'll see. But I am going to try my hand at it. So these are some fabrics that I've thought about using. So this is one, and this is just kind of a heavier cotton linen type fabric. Let's see if I can get this fabric to focus. So it's got this little print on it, and I thought this would be cute to try, so I may use that. And then another one I have is this one here. It's also a heavy linen, poplin maybe. I've got to start learning my fabrics. So those of you that know about fabrics, link below, comment below about some fabrics. And if you've made the bob pants, talk about it below. Tell me if it's easy, tell me if it's hard, tell me if I'm crazy for trying to make the bob pants. But this is the other fabric, and it's just a mustard color fabric. My hesitation with this mustard colored fabric is you have to be, for me, I don't want to look like a bumblebee, so I don't really want to wear this with black. Blacks and gray, I guess I could use a gray color, you know, I could make a gray top or sweater, and this would be good. I do want to make some tops as well, so I could make a gray maybe, or a white. A white would be really good with this mustard color, but I hesitate with mustard color pants, and I do actually have some business suit pants that are mustard color, and I'm very careful about what I put with them, because again, I don't want to look like a giant bumblebee, but then if I put certain other colors and I look like a football team, or is it a football, or a hockey team, or whatever, I'm really funny about stuff like that. So it's like, you know, I walk in someplace and like, oh, you're wearing so-and-so's colors. No, I'm wearing what I pulled out of my closet today. But anyways, side tangent. So yes, so I'm hesitant on this being the bob pants, but I do want to make a skirt. So maybe a skirt with this, or a dress, because a dress would be good because I don't have to wear any, I could maybe wear just a little sweater over it. I'm looking for I think back in the day, dating myself, I think they called them bubble skirts. I don't want it to be huge and balloony, but something that's going to be more, I have larger hips, so I'm not trying to do a pencil skirt, but something that's going to give me some room and be comfortable, that I can just throw on side pockets or front pockets, that I can wear just to, you know, go out to the, you know, farmer's market or go grocery shopping, can throw something on. So I wouldn't mind maybe doing a skirt or even a dress, a really cute dress. And I know everyone does it's a dress that's super popular. Andrea Mowry's made that dress. Casey of Young Folk Knits has made the dress. And of course I can't think of the name of the dress because everyone's made the dress. So that's just the way my luck would go, but maybe I'll pop it across the top. I don't know if I want to make that dress because the way my shape is, I have to be very careful because the back's going to pull up a little bit, and I don't want something that's super short. So I'd probably have to add, I guess I could probably add length to it if I made that dress. But yeah, so that's why I've hesitated and I have not made that dress. It's a Sarah from It's a Sarah podcast. She has that dress. She's used the bottom part for a skirt. So I guess I could maybe think about that as well. But if you have a really cute skirt pattern to suggest that's not going to be tight, it's going to have a little bit of length, I want it to fall just below my knee, please comment about that below, because I'm also interested in a skirt and then an easy top. So those are the things that I'm looking. I just want, 2 or 3 pieces that would be staple for the summer. And then as time goes on, I can look at what I can do going into the winter. And I did buy some fabric for some winter, more of a fall winter pants. It's a heavier, it's not a flannel, but it's not wool. It's a heavier cotton. Maybe it is a flannel cotton, but it's suiting type texture, so, or color, I guess I should say. So I have that. And then the other fabric that I have that I will definitely be making the bob pants is this. And this is not denim. This is just a cotton as well, but it's in a denim color. Let's see if you can see that. Here, that's better. Or chambray, I guess. It's a chambray, is that what they call that? So this is definitely, I will definitely be making a pair. This might be my first pair of bob pants, might be out of this fabric here. So I am so excited to start those. I'm definitely gonna film when I start cutting out that pattern. And I will, maybe I'll do a vlog and I can post that in here, just a little bit of it. I'm not going to post a lot because, as I said, I don't want to bog you down with, another rabbit hole that I've gone down, unless you're interested in seeing that. So if you're interested in seeing some of my sewing adventures, definitely comment below and I will be very happy to share that. So, okay. And I think we are getting kind of to the end of the podcast. I am going to talk a little bit about some dream knitting, and it's not a lot. I would like to knit, it's called Bunny in a Dotty Dress, and I'll pop a picture in. It's an animal, or it's a fuzzy, and I want to knit that for a special someone, and have that ready to be mailed out at the end of June, I think. Yeah, end of June. So we will see, but I have, I have another bunny on the needles currently, and I will finish that one, but it's smaller and I wanted a more life-like size, or a larger size. So It's a Sarah from It's a Sarah podcast. She knit one for, maybe it was her niece. And it was so cute. And there's all kinds of clothes that you can knit for this bunny. So I do hope to get that on the needles very soon here and get that knit up. And then I've got 3 great nieces, and I may knit them one if this turns out well. So I'm looking at doing that as my dream knitting. Some more dream knitting I want to do. I'm sorry, because I'm looking at my computer down here that I've got on Ravelry. Sorry, because I had just pulled up a pattern that I was interested in, and let's go back and see. I'm looking at doing the Emery vest by Joji Locatelli. That's new. It just came out in April, and I know quite a few of you test knit that, but I'm looking at maybe putting that on my needles, and I'll try and pop a picture in of that. It's one that you can wear with a shirt underneath. She shows it on Ravelry where she's not wearing anything underneath it. And so I think all look fine, but I would like to knit that. So some other things I'm doing, I just started a new skincare routine. So I will link that below if you are interested, but I am liking that. It's Beauty Society, not sponsored, but do use it and have it available if anyone's interested. But I will link my new routine below, and I am liking that. So what are all of you knitting these days? What are you up to for the summer? Do you have big summer plans with your family, trips, all of those kinds of things? I would love to hear in the comments below. It's been way too long. I don't plan on having this long between my next podcast and this one. So please make sure that you are liking and subscribing and come back to watch me again in the near future here in about a couple of weeks. But until then, folks, happy making.
Just dream.